Everyone keeps telling Thomas to use generative AI. Nobody actually told him what it is, so he is nodding along in meetings, using a tool he does not really understand, and quietly hoping no one asks him a hard question about it. Let us fix that today. In the next few minutes, you'll understand what generative AI really is, how it actually works, and exactly where it fits in procurement. No computer science degree required, just plain English. Start with the plain definition. Generative AI is software that creates new content, text, images, even code, from a simple instruction written in everyday language. For procurement, the part that matters is text. It reads and writes language. Contracts, emails, spend data, reports, specifications, the raw material of the entire job. The specific kind we care about is called a large language model, and you've met them already. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, these are all large language models. So how does it actually work under the hood? Here is the honest, simplified version, and it is simpler than you fear. At its core, a large language model does just one thing. It predicts the next word. Given the text so far, it asks, what word most likely comes next? And it adds it. Then it does that again and again, word after word. That sounds almost too simple to be useful, but here is the twist that changes everything. It learned to do this by reading a staggering amount of human writing. Books, articles, websites, a huge slice of the entire internet. And to predict the next word well across all of that, it had to quietly absorb grammar, facts, reasoning patterns, the structure of a contract, the tone of a professional email. Prediction at that scale starts to look an awful lot like understanding. So when Thomas asks it to summarize a contract, it's not looking the answer up in a database somewhere. It's generating a brand new summary, one word at a time, based on everything it learned about how contracts and summaries actually work. That single idea explains both its magic and its flaws. So let's be clear-eyed about both, because that's what separates people who use it well from people who get burned. First, what it is genuinely brilliant at. Anything that is language and pattern and synthesis. Summarizing a long document down to the key points. Rewriting a rough, angry note into a calm, professional email. Classifying a messy spend file into clean categories. Drafting a first version of an RFP from a blank page. Pulling the themes out of 100 pages of supplier responses in seconds. The rule of thumb is this. If a smart, well-read assistant could do it with text, a large language model can probably help, and do it in a fraction of the time. Now, just as important, what it is bad at, because using it safely means respecting the limits. 1. It hallucinates. Because it generates plausible-sounding text, it can produce a confident, fluent answer that is simply completely wrong. A made-up statistic, a legal clause that doesn't exist, a supplier fact it invented. It's not lying to you. It genuinely does not know what it does not know. 2. It is not a calculator. It predicts words. It does not truly compute numbers. For exact figures, totals, and spreadsheets, you give it the data or connect it to a real tool. You never just trust its mental arithmetic on a contract value. 3. Its knowledge has a cutoff date. The base model only knows what it read during training. It doesn't automatically know this morning's news or your supplier's latest financial filing unless you give it that information directly. 4. It has no access to your world by default. It can't see your systems, your contracts, or your private data unless you deliberately connect it or paste the information in. Hold on to those 4 limits, because every single one of them has a simple fix, and not fix is you, the skilled human who checks the output, verifies the facts, and supplies the right context. So here's the most useful mental model to carry around. Treat generative AI as a brilliant, lightning-fast, slightly overconfident graduate. Vast general knowledge, incredible speed, genuinely eager to help. But it needs supervision, it needs a clear brief, and it needs you to check its work before any of it goes out the door. Which brings us to the one skill that unlocks all of it: prompting. The quality of what you get out depends almost entirely on the quality of what you put in. A vague request gives you a vague, generic, useless answer. A clear request with context, a defined task, and the format you want gives you genuinely useful work. Watch the difference. Thomas types, "Tell me about this supplier." He gets back a bland textbook paragraph he could have written himself. Useless. Then he tries again. "You are a procurement analyst. Here is the supplier's financial summary. Flag the top 3 risks for a buyer, in plain English, as a short bullet list." And now he gets something he can actually walk into a meeting and use. Same tool, same model, same supplier. The only thing that changed was the quality of the instruction. That's the entire skill, and the good news is it's completely learnable. So how does Thomas put all of this to work safely on Monday morning? It comes down to a simple loop. He gives the AI a clear task with the real context it needs. He lets it produce a fast first draft. He then brings his own hard-won expertise to check it, correct it, and catch anything that is wrong or risky. And only then does he actually use it. Draft with the machine. Decide with your judgment. That rhythm right there is the entire game. And notice what that does to his day. The terror of the blank page simply disappears. The hours of grunt work shrink to minutes. And his real experience, the part that makes him genuinely valuable, gets pointed at the decisions that actually matter. So let's bring it all together. Generative AI is software that creates language from an instruction. The large language model behind it works by predicting the next word, having learned from a vast body of human writing. It is brilliant at summarizing, drafting, classifying, and synthesizing. It is weak at hard facts, at maths, at anything recent, and at anything it cannot see. So you verify, always. Treat it like a fast, brilliant graduate that needs a clear brief and a careful check. Learn to prompt it well, and keep your judgment firmly in the loop at all times. That's generative AI. Not magic and not a threat. A genuinely powerful tool. And now you actually understand it. This is the foundation. In the rest of this series, we put it to work on real procurement jobs, step by step. The free prompts to get you started are linked below, and our full course takes you all the way. Thomas stopped nodding along in meetings. Now he leads them. I'll see you in the next one.